to death. How long can you hold your breath? Asthma attacking. Wild and funny, good vibes thrive. Laughter echoes can't be caught in this dance we all are taught. Nasty dancing wild and free, spinning in the waves like a mystery, like a mystery. Funky moves that make you smile. Stay for a while, let's go wild. Good vibes only, no more stress. Like messy grooves we must confess. Fun and laughter through the night. Everything's just feeling right. Seeing double is this dream. Funhouse mirrors so it seems. Giggles echo through the trees. We shaking with the breeze. Dive on in, the water's fine. Leaving all your cares behind. Join the party, feel the heat like nasty groove. Can't be beat. Messy spirit come alive. Loud and funny, good vibes right. Laughter echoes can't be caught. In this dance we all are taught. Dive on in, the water's fine. Leaving all your cares behind. Join the party, feel the heat like nasty groove. Can't be beat. Spirit come alive. Loud and funny, good vibes right. Laughter echoes can't be caught. In this dance we all are taught. 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 Big booty, cute face. In the club, moving with grace. Everyone's feeling the bass. Catch the vibe, taking over the place. Lights flashing all around. DJ's beat got us lost, not found. Feel the rhythm, let it pound. Dance floor shaking with the sound. Like Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face got us in a daze. Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze. Hands up, skies filled with stars. No worries, living without scars. Closest friends at the bars. Life's too short, let's raise the bars. Love Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face got us in a daze. Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze. Hands up, skies filled with stars. No worries, living without scars. Closest friends at the bars. Life's too
Rock came to say hi to everybody.
raise the bars. Love Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face
Chatty got first, Jace got first, second. Chaos here. Anthony, hello. Wait, now we have two Anthonys, but one of you doesn't know that one of the other ones is Anthony. Chaos here got first, third. Beast got first. Wait, did you did change your name. We had this conversation. I'm so sorry. Anthony, hello. How are you? How you doing? How you feeling?
Hey,
How you doing?
how you doing?
Okay. Get off. Come on. Moving shit. No, like off my desk. Get your butthole out my face. Come on.
Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze.
Good morning, good evening, good day. What's not lit? Oh, fat ass is in the way. I was like, something's not lit behind me. Because this little heifer right here.
What have you been doing, Robert?
What have you been doing, Robert? Good morning, good evening, good day. What's happening? What's up? How we doing? How we feeling? Don't you dare get over here. just kicked you and your butthole out my face. Don't do it. How are we? How we doing? How we feeling? Hello, I'm back. It's me. Technically, I was back Monday. I almost actually slept through stream. I was laying in bed and I was like, it's Thursday. Thursday is a stream day. And I was like, fuck. And I just got comfy and I was like, God damn it. So here I am, partially awake, partially asleep. It's okay. I was going to make food this morning and I didn't because it wasn't fully thawed. So it threw my whole morning off. Hi, Sarah. How are you? How you doing? How you feeling? What's happening? What's up? Oh, I have good news.
Next to this money, like, hey, hey, hey. Shake your money, nigga, like somebody about to
You think you're funny? Oh, you're so cute. I love you. I just want to squish your head. Zombie Kitty, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you. How are you doing? How have you been? Oh, wait, you used Daddy Bezos money. Give me a second. That one? Ah, that one. How are you? How have you been? What's happening? How was your holidays? How was everyone's holidays? Everyone's holidays. I'll think of words. Chatty, how are you, by the way? I did see you say hi to me in Bobby's stream, but I was literally popping in, yelling at her, and then dipping out and going to work. So I apologize if I seemed very short. I just feel bad adding all the time and it's just the whole thing. But I did see you. I responded in my head and I was like, he can't see that. So I actually replied back. But good morning. I did put everybody's name on the board from yesterday. I didn't forget. That's a lie. I did forget yesterday. I was so overwhelmed. Or Monday, I was so overwhelmed with all the generosity. Which, speaking of, we have the desk already. And I had to make sure everything was here. I did preemptively open it, but I will pretend that I didn't. But we got more stuff, which means I can now bring back the no swearing, because before, anytime I would swear with the no swearing channel point redeem, I would take a shot of alcohol. Well, I don't really drink that much anymore, so I was going to supplement it with the beans, but I keep getting the really shitty beans, and sometimes I get the good ones, so it didn't really feel like that much of a punishment sometimes. So I put these sour thingies on my throne list, and Spidey was ever so kind to, because I yelled at him for something he didn't actually do, and then that made it okay for him to apparently, I don't know. That's what they all decided. Yeah, you, Spidey, you. So they did come in. So I have these. So I'll bring the channel point back. So anytime that I don't do what I'm supposed to do, punishment. I'll find more punishment things. But also, because Spidey is so sweet, I have Ninja Treats. He's also came. It's like Christmas in a bag. There's two of them. I thought there was another bag somewhere. There was a lot of bags. Just a lot of bags. I ended up getting my game back. Which is Majora's Mask for anyone who cares. Great game, you should play it. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what's in these. Initially, we were supposed to play golf. I don't know where anyone is. So I'm just going to play my other game and struggle bus all day. Sounds like a great plan. 2025, 2026, me. Wait, moving? Are you moving? Is that what that is? I'm ready for my sub now. Oh, wait, good. I'm glad you didn't forget, because All right, now I can check that off my list. Beast free sub. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna take me a minute to get used to calling you just Beast instead of Beast, because I'm so used to calling you Beast. Oh, they really taped this bitch. Why does it smell weird? Why does everything smell? Oh, Also, I have Jace's merch on. In case anyone is curious, it's Jace. It's only Jace. 18. One of my mods. It's his stuff. I normally wear Charities or I wear Tim. But we're repping Jace today. I was gonna be ready for golf. Then I got dragged into Fort. No, you're okay. You're right. You're good. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing and a big butt laying on your lap. Why is there so much tape on this? I want to know what's in here, and I'm impatient, so I'm doing it now. Oh, Spidey, how was the rest of your stream, by the way? I popped you up for a lurk. I started adding captions on a video that we recorded yesterday. And it's so exhausting because you have to do it word for word if you want specific font. And I was like, yep, I'm getting bored. So I stopped doing it and I went back to your stream and you were gone. And I was like, fuck. Hi, Tara. How are you? By the way, thank you again. I did miss a couple people yesterday and I felt so bad. I missed a couple people yesterday for shout outs and thank yous for resubs and etc. So I want to just blanket statement thank you. I realized when I was writing people on the board that some people didn't get a thank you, and that's on me. I have no excuse. I was just overwhelmed with everything that was going on, so I do genuinely feel bad. But I did see it after, and I was like, fuck. So I did see you. You are on the board. There is recognition. I'm actually really excited for this. It's okay, we still love you. I thank you. Queen, how are you? How have you been? Obese sounds like obese. Yeah, but I pronounce the T. You bear with me until I get used to just calling you Beast. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Just be patient with me. You guys keep changing your names, and then I'm like, now I gotta switch the way I call you. Now I gotta figure it out all over again. I was writing them down, to be fair. Trying to keep up to date with everything that was in my little notebook thing, and I couldn't. And I was like, there's too much happening. And, you know, Queen, who likes to change her name quite frequently, you know, so. I was good. Did a 2-hour stream because I have to get ready for a fancy work at Fancy Friday. You guys dressing up in your dress blues? Is that what they're called? Wait, no, that's Marines. Sorry. What do you guys call them? Wait, no, you are. Wait, what branch are you in again? I can't keep track. He's sorry. Forgive me. I have bad memory. I want to say Navy, but then I'm like, I don't know if that's right. Father Day and Christmas, my brother twin has been on a ventilator for 3 weeks. Moving at the end of the month, and my car got towed sometime at 12 a.m. Something today. Jesus. I'm 1, sorry for your loss. 2, I'm sending good vibes and good wishes to your brother. 3, I don't know who the fuck's towing cars, but I'm sorry this year has not been starting out very well, and or last year did not end very well, but I hope good things come your way. I hope things turn around for you. If you need anything, if you need to talk, vent, you know how to reach me. I got you. If you need any help with anything, let me know. Research, again, I got you. Hi, Killer Cool. How are you? How you doing? So fluffing much. It's like a little penguin. I don't know. You said fluffing and I'm thinking puffin. Obi or Beast. Yeah, but if I call you Obi, I'm going to say Kenobi. So I probably shouldn't do that. I will call you Beast. It just, you have to give me a minute to like remind myself who you are without having the O in front of it. That's all. We have dress blues, but it's really not khaki.
Execute Order 66.
I'm thinking about adding another one to that. I'm not entirely sure how to work it, but... Oh, these are like super wrapped too. Why is everything crazy wrapped? I also really like that emote. Sorry, I was sniffing these. Every time I opened it, it would like waft in my face and it smelled really good. These are punishment. These are going over here. Oh! I don't think I should have opened this. You know what this is going to turn into? I don't know what any of these say. It's all in a different language. Call me what you want. I'm not bothered. I will read it and weep. Ha, no tears for me today, Chetty. I did that the other day. I'm just kidding. Why did the innocent one... Oh, 46. Okay, it did work. I was like, why is it not working? Hey, what a wonderful kind of day. I hope you never forget to appreciate yourself. No, Chetty, you don't ever forget to appreciate yourself. Always be gentle. I'm going to be honest. I read that as gentle, and I was like, that's not what that says. With yourself. Okay. I'm so proud of you, and I pray that you win in your life and you achieve. Hi, I'm Paul. Hi, Anthony. I said hi already twice. I don't want you to think that I forgot about you. I didn't. The camera's over here. Sorry. I'm waving at the chat as if the camera's right there. Skill issue. Sorry. Chatty, this message is for everybody, by the way, even though I'm completely botching it. It's how I don't get in the feels, you know? I pray that you win in your life and you achieve all your goals. I really want to see you on top and become, and become the best that you want to be. I believe in you. I believe in you. Chatty, thank you for your kind words and thank you for always sharing your positivity, even on the hardest of days. You know, don't think that people don't see you, because we do see you as well. You know, I want to make sure that you are aware of that. And you're very sweet and you do send me messages, and please don't take it personal that I don't respond. I do see them. I do appreciate them. I do read them. Just so you know. Okay. All right. Calm down. Slow down. Slow your roll. There's one person that can see that, and only one. Words are hard, though. That's what I thought I was. It is a snack box. These are snacks. What do you mean? What is a snack to you? Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if I want you to answer that. There's 2 boxes. Maybe there's different stuff in this one. Hold on, I gotta de-tape it. Oh, God. Can't get attacked by tape. There's a lot of sugary stuff in here. Ezra's not sleeping today. You said punishment box, or am I mistaken? No. Okay, so I'm sorry. No, that was me. Okay. I'm moving and I indicate how to decorate my room. Where are you moving to? Like, what state? Are you moving states? Are you staying in the same state? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. If you're uncomfortable, don't feel like you have to answer that. Boonstar, hello. How are we? How are you feeling? DD. Oh, hold on. I have to log on to Stream Elements and log back in. I yucked up. Please hold. It's one of these tabs. I don't know which one. It's one of them. Move that down here. Stream Elements. Fucking flashbang. Fucking bitch. Log out. Forgets password. Try it now. I think I fixed it. Florida to New Jersey. You're going to be closer to me. Let's go. I heard you say, but the connection was being ass. Anthony. Hello. That better? That work? What's up, better? Chad has been with us for a year, 3 months, 12 days, and 4 hours. Boonstar's been with us for 4 months, 6 days, and 21 hours. We're all gonna do this now. Is this what's happening? I don't know what the fuck that was. 1 year, 6 months, 24 days, and 20 hours. Queen. Anthony's been with us for 9 months. Anthony, that means we have a Twitch baby. What is the child's name? 15 days and 2 hours. Beast, you got to redo it. There's a timer on it. Spidey, before you have to get ready and leave, I had these on the throne list. These juicy drops. Because they're sour. And when I used to have punishment things for stream, I used to just take shots of alcohol. Well, I'm trying to treat myself a little bit better, and that's been an ongoing thing. There's other reasons why I don't do it as well, but either way, we needed another punishment option, and these little fuckers, the Bean Boozles, are a 50-50 on whether or not it's going to be an actual punishment or a not punishment. So these are strictly for every level 3 hype train. That's what these ones are reserved for. These ones are reserved for if I have a punishment and I fail. So i.e. No swearing and I swear. One of these bad boys. I had to think of a different type of punishment. So, sour shit. I did have, but it went bad. I did have lemon juice, and I was just going to take shots of lemon juice as a punishment, but the lemon juice went bad. So I hid the channel point because I was like, let me make sure that it doesn't go bad, so I have something that I'm not going to kill myself with, you know? You know, moldy, nasty stuff. Probably not the best to eat. So, Dilly, how are you? How you doing? How you feeling? No clue. I need to do the alcohol thing. Define the alcohol thing. What do you mean need? Beast has been with us for 1 year, 3 months, 22 days, and 1 hour. What am I missing? Spidey. Spidey's been with us for 1 year, 1 month, 26 days, and 1 hour. Hell yeah. Sour one is punishment. Gotcha. Yeah. These are treats. These are gonna be a surprise because I have no idea what any of them are and what they say. But some of them look really good. Like, I know that this is strawberry. You want to know why? Because there's strawberry pictures on it. I've been applying for Florida job transferring kind of thing. So called the store and their position been filled. Call me later that day and actually let me. That's sketchy. Make sure that they for sure have that position for you before you just go, because that's well, I guess you don't really have a choice. You're already moving. The alcohol punishment thing. You just can't be inebriated. You can't get super These look like cigarettes. Like little baby cigarettes. Well, these are, I'm going to choke on these. Ew, it smells weird. Oh, they're mints. I'm stupid. It says it in clear English. Mints. Just gonna put those back in the thing. 4 different stores and just not this one. Oh, okay. I can't wait for you to try them. Try which? Which ones? Breakfast table, cinnamon and cream cheese. Wait. Please tell me that there's not raisins in that. I say that because usually people have raisin cinnamon bagels. Ew. Gross. I really don't like raisins. You can chew, not gonna finish that sentence. No. No. Behave, mister. What, is it like a grocery store or what kind of store is it? Are these noodles? Great instructions. I can't read a single damn thing. It's a crispy ramen pack. You have to really look for the English words on here. It's a small little thing down at the bottom. Isn't this just regular ramen then if it's crispy? If you get ramen and am I the only one who used to eat just like the you know the squares? The rectangle square looking things? You just open it and you're supposed to put it in water. Did anybody like get impatient waiting for the water to boil and just start gnawing on the noodles, or is that just me? It's the only time that I'll chew my noodles. I used to. What'd you say? See? Bitch, you're nasty for that. What do you mean? Clearly, I'm not the only one. I've done nastier things. What's this? Ooh. Dry ramen's the best ramen. See, Spidey, it's not just me. Anthony, you just called so many people nasty. Ooh, this one seems airy and not so bad to eat. I'm like just playing with all of these right now. What the fuck is this? Well, these are nuts. No, y'all are all wrong, you nasty ass hoes. How do you dry a nut? That's spicy. That's a spicy nut. Nope. Oh no. It's like a chip. It's crispy. Oh, it's in my nose. I'm confused. It's like a chip. It's very airy. It's a Cheeto puff stick. It's in it's in here with regular nuts. Look, that's a regular nut. Why is it spicy? Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor on your whole family. That's really crunchy. They're not terrible. It just really punches you in the face out of nowhere. Especially when, look, it looked candied. Look at it. Listen. You hear that? This has now become an ASMR stream. I should probably change my category. Ooh, what's this? There's no English on this. Oh. Drugs. Oh, God, I wish you guys could smell this cookie. It smells delicious. It's like vanilla. But, oh, this is going to be hard. I don't like hard cookies. Or biscuits, as some people call them. Oh, God, it smells so good. I don't know if you guys have ever had the Strooples? It smells like that. Oh, this is too dry. Who's hard? No one's hard. The cookie's hard. It's not bad. It's just I need milk. You know? Let me change my category before someone comes in here and they're like, you're in the wrong category. I'm like, I know. I got sidetracked. There we go. There we go. Ooh, I have hot chocolate. I'm going to eat the other half of the hot chocolate. You're brilliant. I'm not going to eat all this right now, but I want something chocolatey. Some Geary. I'm not going to eat that one right now. What's this? Why does it say beer? Stop picking at the goodie box. Make me. Spidey, help me. It says beer. The one gift I opened on Christmas was a pillow of my cat, and my mom gave it to me, so I stopped sleeping. Oh. Give me a sec. No, you're okay. You're good. I mean, I'm still going to try it. These are minced. This looks like something sour. It's a cider candy. I'm not eating that right now. That sounds like a bad idea. It's a little tiger. Hello, hello. How are you? Can I just call you Mr. Dum Dum? Is that okay? That's also a brilliant name. Do you want Gum Gum? Please tell me you get that reference, because if not, I'm just going to see myself. Oh, there's little balls inside. They're like pearls. They're pretty. They're colorful. Hold on. Come close. See? They're colorful. Everything's reflecting. I'm sorry. Can't do nothing about it. That's a cracker. Oh, what's this? I don't think I'm gonna like this. Nobody, nobody, nobody. I was like, wait a minute. Good morning.
Morning.
Look, it's the voice of an angel. Is my boy here? He's here. He is here. Oh, I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna like this. It smells good, but it looks gooey. You see that? It's like Jello. It's so gross. You just slurp it.
Those like cream candies.
Oh, I go true.
Lizard, lizard, lizard,
Yeah.
lizard, 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 lizard.
I swallowed it whole. I didn't want to chew it. Hi, Tyler. How are you? Don't slurp it. Well, shit. No, because it's like a noodle. It was like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, those are fun. People have tried to like eat those whole, and they'll like choke on it.
Yeah. I swallowed it.
Hilarious. They're like, they'll swallow it and then they'll cough it right back up.
Oh.
I've done it and it's hilarious.
Okay. Normally, I'm not a vanilla girl. You swallowed what? A little Jello thingy. But these are delicious. No, cream Colin. I almost said colon.
Cool.
It's like a little wafer with a soft inner. Imagine Jesus. Hold on. It was hot, or it was cold. Now it's hot. Oh, it's a fucking marshmallow. Wait, I'm gonna save this for when I have hot chocolate. Yeah.
Mute on your phone, please. Thanks. I just wanted to bleep through.
He said your ass is too loud.
No, I did not.
This is like pop. Okay, all right. I need to put this away. I am gonna try these last two things, but are you supposed to eat this? Okay, hold on. It looks like little marbles, like little styrofoam. Lado! How do you... Oh. Ew, why does it smell like that? I want you guys to look at this. The beer candy? What do you mean beer candy? It's like pizza combo snacks with vanilla cream inside. Yeah. It's delicious. He seen it, because I sure didn't see it.
I don't know why the fuck this is like.
The one you showed me with beer on it, get it and grab a cup. Wait, is it actual alcohol? Because I don't want to do that right now. Oh, it's sour. I wasn't ready for that. No. You ever eat candy and it feel good for you? If not, try candy overseas. You don't feel like it shit after eating it.
Oh yeah, that's because fucking we put nothing but fucking sugar and everything else up in that shit. At least the rest of the world knows how to fucking dumb it back a little bit.
Just a little. Enough to make you feel good about yourself, but also feel a smidge bad. I think this is just gum.
Licorice. Oh, it's like chalk.
Oh wait, you're in Aussie too? You can have some snow. There's a lot of it out here. Oh, you can't see that. You still can't see that. Have a good day at work. Why you blue? Violet, you're turning violet? Because I put blue gum in my mouth. We're going to hide the candy from me. Not a good idea. Okay. I'm excited for my marshmallow. Oh my god, he spelled it right. So no beer candy, fine. I will when I
Yeah.
when I try it, I will make sure you're there. Words are hard. I need to fish for him. Okay. The desk is over there.
Hey, Chatty. How you doing?
So how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
I'm gonna restart my PC real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I keep my your stream keeps like bugging for me, and pretty sure it's my end anyway.
Are you sure it's not a me thing?
It's not a you thing. It's a me thing. You're like perfectly fine on my phone, but on my PC it just keeps stuttering for some unknown reason.
How
I
does
did have it
this
on all night.
keep deactivate? Stop activating, you piece of shit. There we go. Yeah. Chatty, we don't have the PP command no more. We don't have either one of those. We got rid of those a while ago. I think the only one who still has a PP command is Tosh. I think. Okay. Going back to Liza P. I just want you guys to know that about a good chunk of you are the same color blue. So if I'm not answering your message, I apologize. You also match Stream Element, who is also blue. Liza P. Blue Gang Unite is crazy. Ah, Chatty Green looks good on you. Nah, I'm a pickle color. Pickles aren't blue. They can be blue. All right, I gotta bring you guys in close because I gotta I gotta put this underneath my shirt. There is a blue pickle. There is. And if you leave it sitting in like juice, you can dye it. Just like my tongue got dyed. That's like really blue. Blue pickle. Is that like blue waffle? I sure fucking hope not. Sorry, I've been probably really loud because I've been like all up in my microphone. All up in the microphone. You know, it's some people don't even know what that is, and it's kind of sad. They didn't get scarred. They weren't the curious kid that was like, oh, I wonder what this is, and looks it up. Same with like Two Kids in Sandbox. All those weird things. The Right Round site, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, just go to the site. I got scared in high school. He's like, suddenly I'm gay. Sorry, I'm just tightening it. Welcome back, my love.
Yellow.
Nope, not gay. Well, that's good. One man, one jar. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, I gotta tuck back in everything. Okay. Oh, God.
Yes.
Scan.
Absolutely fucking stunning.
Okay. It's down here, and then it'll be up in the corner. Who's ready to watch me struggle bust the shit out of this game? Who's tapping the screen?
Tapping the screen.
Who's tapping the tap tap tap? See, if you tap this box, it's little kissies, but the second you go over to there, it's blue. The big blue.
The Blue Lagoon.
Ah, the Blue Lagoon. Excuse me. Excuse me. Esther, hello. How are you? How you doing? How you feeling? What's happening? What's up? How have you been? How have you been? Okay. I'll be back. I gotta switch to my laptop. Oh, that's really loud. Is that too loud for you? I forgot I changed all of my settings.
I think sounds okay.
Okay. I just woke up. How are you? I've missed your face. Oh, I'm here. Hi. I missed you. I hope you're doing all right. Also, good morning. Oh, God. I recently... Wait, now lying 1%. It counts your... Oh, okay, never mind. That's the loading screen. Never mind. I was like, I told one lie. Which technically isn't a lie, because I'm technically somewhat part human. Yeah? I don't know.
vampire.
I do bite. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spidey. You explained it in great detail for my little brain. Ah, yes, I got pissed off because I lost all of my stuff. Because I died before I picked up my stuff. I remember now. I don't remember any of the controls, though. Ooh. Little bitch. How do you run? Oh, no. Oh. I used a health potion. I'm so silly.
Silly goose.
Silly goose. I still got that dog in me, though.
Yeah. It's that dog. And
Ah! Bitch. Little bitch. You stay over there. Whoa, fuck. Wait. I didn't know he was following me. Got kittens recently, and I don't know if I told you before, but I had 2 strays in my yard and they lived in... Are they cute? What? Do they have patterns? Do you have pictures? Dun-dun, dun-dun. Claw the shit out of your back, my guy. Yeah!
yeah.
Oh. Slice. Oh, fuck! Bitch. They're cute indeed. One... You have an orange cat. You should name it Creamsicle. Get over here! Oh, shit. That is sashimi? Wait, I don't remember how to run. Both are good, solid choices, so, you know. I'm not biased at all. Who the fuck is grunting? The fuck? Ah, miss me, stupid. That's definitely not Jesse grunting. I can tell you that much.
Oh my god. That is me grunting. No.
Oh, he's in here. Hey! What are you doing in there? We can hear you. No, 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 no. Get over here. What's broken? I didn't know that could break. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's gotta... You're a dumb little piece of shit. Fuck this game, man. I'm so angry. And your media threats? Hell yeah. adorable. Nanny Catty, good morning. How are you? How are you doing?
Look at the kitty.
They're so cute. This gum tastes really gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. How about you? I'm good. I'm good. I almost slept through this morning, but you know. Ah, the Blue Lagoon. It took like 10 hours to start coming out of their shell. That's actually not too bad though. Sometimes it takes longer. Alright, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me be smart about this. It's big brain this. Controller. Forward jump, extra bag. I know that. Guard, move. Interact, camera. I'm pretty sure I ran before. Dash and dot. Oh, I'm supposed to hold it. Right. Partially my fault because I laid on the floor flat to let them do whatever. Yep. If anything, that might have helped them because then they have a scent that they can familiarize themselves with. Oh, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Untarget that bitch. Crimson! I'm living on a 3 hours. I'm living on 3-ish hours of sleep. I have a family lunch at 12 and I'm literally in 4 hours. Java, 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 Java. Can you... Never mind. I shouldn't endorse skipping family lunch. That's... I don't go to family events. I curl up in a little ball in my bed and I'm like, oh no, it's snowing. And then I stay home. But definitely Java. It's a once-a-year thing. That don't matter. So is Christmas and I don't go to that. Again, I'm not a good person to listen to. I people on my terms. Come here, buddy boy. Are you fucking kidding me? I just wasted one of those. No, 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 no. Get up. Excuse me. I'll endorse it if you won't. No, you should spend time with your family, you know. Not gonna be around forever. Please don't see me. Please don't see me. That's what I was afraid of.
You are on 3 hours of sleep. You know, sleep is very much important.
Yeah, you should definitely get to sleep. Maybe go to bed. Take a nap. You whore! Gimme, 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 gimme. Let me run. Let me run. Let me run. Let me run. You fucking poor ass bitch. Hey, little bitch baby. Punk ass. Sorry, I'll sleep eventually. Please be safe. Especially if you're driving. Beast, thank you for the lyric. I appreciate you. There's a big scary guy over there. I don't want to go over there. Yeah! Yeah, I see you. I don't want to see you, but I see you. Can I just pull you into here? Maybe that's a thing I can do. Hey, big guy. Nope. Can't do it. Dragon, hello. How are you? How have you been? How you doing? Oh, I really can't whip you at all. It's quite unfortunate.
I guess.
Oh, no! Oh no! Malware! I can't see! Get out of here! Haha, miss me, bitch. Oh, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Oh god, move, 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 move. Don't remember how to switch my weapons. When was this my secondary weapon? Oh, fuck. I'm dead.
But
Ooh. Fuck. Just relaxing with my 7-month-old. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thanks, Chatty. 7-month-old puppy. Do you have a picture? You guys can't say this and not expect me to ask for a picture. The puppies and the kitties are so cute. I need to see them. Is there something in here that I can do? Thanks. Can we level up at all? No! Sorry, I'm yelling in your ear. I'm so sorry.
you saying sorry to me?
Yeah.
No, you're good. That's good. No worries. Just chilling and watching.
Don't have enough, you make enough. I think Jesse
Jesse
likes it.
likes
It's crazy.
I do, honestly. She doesn't know that, but I do. But Chatty, if you say anything, deny it all. I'm just kidding.
I'm deaf anyways, it's all good. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Sorry, I got an email. Lots of pictures and videos. Just the pictures are fine. I just want to see the poopers. Cause I got that dog in me. Psych. Tricked a bitch. Please climb, please climb, please climb, please climb. He's coming. Oh my god. Tiptoe to the window. Yeah. I heard they yelling, so yes, I do understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. and your lips moving. I just spit all over my hand. I hope you guys know it's taking a lot out of me to just accept what's happening and that I have to keep redoing this. Ah!
You got this. We believe in you.
You sure you want to do that?
All day, every day.
I hate it. I don't like it. It stresses me out. Voodoo, hello. No oi, fuck you. You feeling okay? Are you alright? Everything good? Do I gotta fight someone?
Sin City was a savior.
Jesse.
That was that was extra. That was extra. Had that in my
Do you-
Twitch for quite some time now.
Is that what we're calling it now?
No, wow, that's wild.
I've had that in my Twitch for a while. Just waiting for my hula dance entrance sound. What? Oi! Fuck you! What do you want me to do? Dress the dragon to the hula? Yes. If you're hungry, fat, and juicy me. Wait, was that supposed to be your walk-on? Did you redeem a walk-on? Is that what that's supposed to be? Did I fuck up? Did I forget? I probably did. To be fair, I'm gonna blame the mods. They were supposed to remind me, so not on me.
Hey.
No.
You redeemed the walk on. Right.
You, this guy.
Look at this guy.
This guy over
Look at
here.
this guy.
This little guy. Gabagoo.
Gabagoo.
Are you sure? You know how you resolve that issue? Twitch Turbo. They ain't gotta pay for shit. No, you ain't gotta watch shit on ads. What? You don't gotta watch ads on anyone's channel. I'm going through your mod log, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember you redeeming it. What's an ad? That's a good question, Chatty. I don't know what those are because I have Twitch Turbo. I'm looking, but I don't see it. You know, I'll take your word for it. If I can find it, I'll set it up for you real quick. Because we're in an ad anyway, so it's not like anyone's missing anything. You know what I'm saying? Blurp, where are you? There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, spaghetti.
Forget about it. I'm on a gin.
Imagine
I
I'm
am so
such
sad. Me too. Because now I have to navigate fucking Blurp. It's not easy. Your community has suggested 29 blurps. Oh, love that. Great. I'm so excited to see what you guys suggested. I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm alive again. Oh, great timing. Guess what? I need help on Blurp because they fucked everything up. Do you remember Voodoo redeeming a walk-on by any chance in your plethora of memory? Because in my memory, I don't remember. $1 billion? Fuck it. I'll just set it up anyway. I want you to be happier. And I remember switch to editor mode. Hey, big brain, let's go. Lizard. Only for a minute. Events. Goals, timers, discount, fire sale. Viewers.
That was totally my fault.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it because I don't know. I'm not spelling all that. Voodoo. Who do you do, voodoo? Assign walk on. Dress and drag and do the hula. Oh, bacon. Yep. For some bacon. Yep. He's a big pig. Yep. You can get a big pig too. Huh. Sorry. All right. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh. Everybody's going to the party. Have a real good time. Set the minimum for viewers before walk on can be played again. 1 fucking day. Subscribers and viewers in this tier can create a walk on, which is the only platform. Blah, 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 blah. Settings saved. All viewers. Wait, no. All viewers. Boom. Go to viewers. All right. Respectfully, Voodoo, leave and come back. I make no promises. It might be broken. I don't know. This is why I don't do this. But it is set to autoplay, so just leave, refresh, and come back. I need you to type faster. It's not broken. I had to quickly click autoplay because I fucked up.
Want me to do dress and drag and do the hula? Wow! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumper here because he has a treat. Coming down a dine.
Oh god, it's doubling! Make it stop!
Ah, you aching?
Yup.
Oh, some bacon!
Yup.
He's a big pig!
Yup.
You can be a big pig too!
Okay. Well, I had it playing on the web browser, and then he also played it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
I think if you are on mobile, hear me out, wait for it. If you are on mobile, you have to do it through the thingy and activate it yourself. If I'm correct. If you're on a web browser, it should theoretically autoplay when you get in here. I don't fucking know. I'm not a mad scientist. I'm just here. But it's set up. And that's all I can do.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Jolly good job. Okay. Ads are over. Back to the shit show of a game. On PC 24/7. Fuck Twitch Mobile. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. PC Auto does it if you turn it on, but I think I fucked up the setting before he got back in here. Or he has to clear his cache and cookies. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like he activated it. Oh, fuck. You bitch. I'm gonna make a run for it. Falls off the edge. Whee! Oh. Oh. You making fun of me? Really?
Maybe. No.
Oh, back up. Please back up. Thank you. Yeah, it says I activated it with my old username. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. 7 stream streak. Let's go. Haha, made you look. dumbass little bitch. Fucker. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to get by him. The answer is no. Run, stupid! Fucking Christ, bro.
Look at the picture, bro.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
wrong?
Wrong?
What was her sister? Oh. Sorry, I didn't know that was still playing. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no! I didn't think I was gonna make that. Turn around. Pussy ass bitch. Oh, wait. Oh, I just let my butt.
Hey, yo.
I don't want to do it. He's scary. Yeah. What the fuck? I can't get my another save point in here because your fucking ass. No! 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 Run, 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 run. Got the save point! Okay, now I can kick his ass. Why? Because I'm right here. I'm closer. I'm not so scared now. I don't want to have to do all that shit all over again. Come here, big boy. Want some fuck?
What the fuck?
No. Okay, yeah, I probably deserve that. Okay, I thought I was further away. Oh shit! Wait, I had to pick my nose! Okay, wait, what's the point of dodging if I can't fucking dodge? That's bullshit. Oh! I'm a fucking god. Suck my dick. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
It's the candy. Candy's getting to me. And these games are hard for me, okay? I'm trying. You don't know that. The only one who knows that isn't gonna tell you.
Can confirm. No,
First one and then the other in an order that might surprise you. Oh shit. Storage. Wow, snow. Increase. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Equip it. The fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? I'm just about a crack can be used at the cracks calling in the front of the boss area to summon a specter. Oh, what? What? Yeah. Hell yeah. Where did I actually equip that? Where are you? Doesn't matter.
Like for that.
What did you say?
Where are you? That's literally what you did. I was like, oh my god. I was like, what is he playing?
What's going on? Alright, let's level up. That's my attack. Let's increase my weight. My technique is... I don't have enough for anything else. Fuck! It's fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine.
Why, hello. I didn't know anyone was alive out here.
You a human?
I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing
You look
in
like
an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other. For your information.
What's wrong with your
I didn't steal
face?
this.
Oh, please give me that. Ooh. Oh, I don't have enough for that. What can I sell you? I don't know how to use this. So I'm just gonna give them to you. And then regret it later when I need it. Sharp pipe can be thrown. Nah, I'm gonna fucking take the pipe. You can have this too. Again, I'm sure I'll need it. Too fucking late now. And I think I didn't put that on because it weighed more. But now I don't give a fuck. Right? No. Right? Yeah. No. But... Huh? I just keep equipping things. I have no idea what I'm doing.
For your information.
And for your information.
If it has green numbers, it's better. If it has red numbers, it's worse.
Thanks.
That's my motto whenever I go into games like these.
What do you mean it's equipped and it can't be? So what are you talking about?
What are you talking to me?
What are you talking about? Jolly good job.
A good show that night.
I equipped this one. Move to equipment. Oh. Yeah, I'm not worried about weight. Try not to die here. Oh, my foot. Oh, cramp. Oh. All right, sell that. Get the fuck out of my face. How do I go through the electrocuty door? Oh, okay. All right. Got it. No strap-ons.
No flex zone. No strap on. Sorry.
Yeah?
Maybe.
There's a Doge down there. Oh! I see you, little fucker! Sorry. I need to turn the game volume down because that's why I'm yelling more than I normally would yell. Oh no. Haha, stupid. Okay. Oh, you son of a bitch. Something told me to go up here. And I didn't trust it. Punk ass. Wait, can do what? Oh. Never mind. I realized I asked a question prior to that. Stupid. Ooh, I almost ran off the edge. Ooh. Ooh. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
can sense something strange. Jeepers. Is that a butterfly?
It's Jiminy Cricket.
Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
I want to collect these. No! Fuck! In the arms of an angel. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
And I have to read that. No, okay, it's equipped still. fuck? Nobody, nobody, nobody.
Nobody
got
got you like I do.
Do. I'm sorry. How are you gonna dodge roll and then roll right into it? It's a dodge button. What? Nope, let him go. Fuck that guy.
Okay, bitch. Okay.
Fuck that bitch. Ow! Yeah, smack your butt. I don't... Is that it? That's all you do? Okay. What the
Yeah.
fuck? What the fuck? Don't say it like that. That sounds sad. Yeah. You do a
Yeah.
lot. What a pretty picture. It's Yellowstone. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna,
It's
like,
Yellowstone.
occasionally a dimensional butterfly will appear in the parts of Karad. The lamp, I don't know how to say that first word, can detect the butterfly lighting up. Red point location. When a character is near the hiding butterfly, it will appear. What? So only if I go near it? After a certain amount of time, the butterfly will disappear into another dimension. Kill it to get... Oh, I gotta kill it? Come here, little fucker. Oh, wait, I lost it. Okay, I got it. It's because you're dead.
What?
It's because you're dead. I don't want to go down there. That looks like a... That looks like something's gonna drop down and scare the fuck out of me. Let's go this way. Ooga booga!
For most people, this is their
His little
last
ears.
stop. You are a good Samaritan for coming all the way here.
I'm a dog, first of all.
I'm one. May I ask you a favor?
Oh, you're holding out your hand. Okay, what do you want?
My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said it was for my own good, but it was heartless just the same. Oh, babe.
What if she's... I'm gonna forget that I told her I'll do this. I'll find her.
Thank you so much, kind one.
I'll sniff her out.
I can finally see my sweet Elena's face again. Please hurry. Heart's
Are you sure she's sane though?
Cross my
What if you just give a
eyes,
baby
my
to like a
sight.
psycho?
Please. She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? I hope everybody's safe.
I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I mean, look at her hand. All right, who's a puppet? Who's coming out? Yeah, I see you. I see. Oh, you're back. Fuck me.
Coming out.
Let's go, Captain Fuckknuckle. Oh, oh. Oh. No! Oh, he's angry. That's how you block. Oh, yep, nope. Nope. Was not happening.
No.
Wham bam, no thank you, ma'am. I think we might have to put this on baby mode again.
No.
Oh, I gotta start from all the way up here. Ugh. Surely there's gotta be like a shortcut. You scared the piss out of me, my guy. On my way down. No, can't. Dog doing? What the dog do? I don't want to fight you guys. I just want to skim through here. Bye. See you later. Come here, little butterfly. Give me some goodies. I am the Moonstar. Oh, shit!
I am the Lorax.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, grab it, grab it. Okay. Oh, whoa, my guy, calm down. I wasn't even ready. The fuck? Blocked you. Okay, alright. Calm your titties. Nope. Alright, these keys are taking way too long to register. The little animations. I don't have time for that. Jukebox, hello, how are you? How have you been? Okay, yep. Okay. No. That's stupid. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Good. I'm a little congested, but it's alright. This game, kicking my ass.
Kicking my ass. This candy sour.
Okay, when you're on butterfly assistance, it doesn't give you little goodies. But that's okay, because I already got the goodies. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have jumped. Oh, shit. No! No, I was gonna jump that way. That's on me. I can't even get mad because that one was on me. I looked at my health and I was like, nah, I can get it. It's fine.
You almost had that.
I know.
That was so close.
I got greedy. I got time for you bitches. You guys are the reason I keep losing all my health. Fuck off. Haha, miss me. Okay, you know what we're not gonna do this time? We're not gonna jump off the fucking thing, because that was real smart.
Real good.
How do you jerk off with no hands? I have your dad doing a pretty broad dress that I bought from TJ Maxx. These strokes are real good from ball to tip.
Real good.
Fine. Let's go with the Dream Street.
Word.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I need a better blocking button because this one ain't cutting it. Fuck off, you dumb bitch. Did I get a new handle?
Nice.
Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah.
Wait, but this one has more 3 bars at the bottom. This one only has 2. Let's go, Big Fox. Swish and flick. Left bumper Y. Oh, I've been doing it wrong. Wait, but I don't know what that is. What is the actual sword and a blunt? I'm gonna sit back with that. 123 plus 21, 104 plus 21. Then this one would be better. My sword is still better. How? Make that make sense. Well, we're not using that one. Wait, did I get a new uniform?
Hey, DD.
Did they? What are you doing? What are you doing in my laboratory? Do not press the button, DD. The fucking crow in the background. Ah, ah, ah. I see you over there with your big ass sword. Torn doodle. Itches. Wait, what?
What?
It itches. Peel the skin and there's a blue blood. Pretty cocoon, blue angel, joyful appetite, blue death, what a feast. Death, and death. I'm alive! Itches. It itches. I've got no strings to hold me down. Come here, doggy. Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Why did that open? Okay, this blocking thing is a pain in the dick to do. In case anyone was curious.
You know, you might be able to parry if you block at the right time.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm stuck in animation and trying to parry is not my strong suit. Because that's what I'm trying to do when I block, and then I don't get it, so I just continue to block because I know they're going to hit me again. You eating some food? Not anymore. A little moonshine. smoking a pancake. Yeah, that little fucking thing. Come on, think. Yeah, sit down. That thing. Scary. Electrocuting. Not good. Jesse, what are you doing?
They're extra. They're extra.
Oh, oh, no, 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 no. All right. Fucking whole bag. I'm gonna die here. No!
Oh my gosh, this sounded like zombies.
That is the zombies thing.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
If I gotta fight that big ass bitch again, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna Alt F for the game. Ain't coming back.
Ain't coming back.
Is that a room over there? No. Oh no! Go 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 go.
Hi, sweetheart.
Thank
Hello.
you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're
Yeah.
having a fantastic Thursday. And if not, hopefully in the words of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, we can make it just a little bit better for you. Ooh, I can lick the cream out of it. Pause. Wait. Stop. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries. You're good. No stress. Wild ass name, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ah! Lick cream. I volunteer, sir. That was so. Sarah's like, I'm listening. I hear everything. Tell me the save point is in there, and I just walked right by it. I didn't hear. Jace told me. How's Fortniting? Is he Fortniting with you? It's what a friend tells me he takes every day to prep for stream. Is crazy. Well, now I don't know which way to go. Wait, did I die? I died. I have to go get my thingy. Killed him 80 times. I'm proud of you. Okay, I'm gonna run. Kill these guys. Grab that. I'm going down the elevator. Well, I have no self-control, so I'm gonna grab this too, but... Oh, there's one down there. Ah! The fuck did you come from? I almost just farted. That scared the shit out of me. Did I not just do that? Did I not just push that button? You scared the shit out of me. I can use the elevator! I did it again and I'm a little rock. Oh, so this morning I started watching our peak play.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just as funny as the first time.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's
What
hilarious.
the?
Damn. What?
Okay, this is cheating.
Cheating?
Oh, I got an achievement! Get fucked! Destroy an enemy with a weapon with a perfect guard. What perfect guard was that? In what world? Please do tell in great detail. Oh, we've come full circle. Wait, there's a big scary guy over here that I need to... I don't need to defeat him, but I think that there's something over there that I want.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, you were just laying there and not attacking me, and I feel like when I turned my back, you were gonna fucking attack me, so... See you later! Ain't no mountain. Oh, wait, nope. I'm gonna miss something if I don't go this way. I don't trust it. Oh, I don't trust it. Hello, puppet. Get it, because I'm a puppet.
Hello, puppet.
Really bad joke, I know. I'm sorry. Eh. Rar. Where the fuck did you come from, you little bitch? Goodness gracious, golly on me. Where's that go? Wait, what's... Oh, wait a minute. Something suspicious. I don't trust it. Uh-huh. Good morning, Reaper. How are we? Use heal. I don't really want to fight you, but I do want that blue thingy back there, and there's something else back there. Oh, I just don't know what. Sneak up behind you. Get a good hit on you. Oh! Do you not know how to use that, buddy? Okay, alright. I was talking shit. I deserve that. Time to die! Punk ass. Okay, how are you doing? I am doing pretty decent. Oh, what the fuck? Pretty decent. I can't complain. I'm alright. Not bad, good size. Oh! Ah! Sorry. Fucking cheaters. Coming out of fucking windows and shit. Yeah, that's the bitch that killed me before, and I wanted that chest, so I had to drop down. Now I can get it. Need people to stop talking from the buildings. When you wear a pair of boots, and they're very stiff. I mean, I don't know what that's like. Excuse me. Bitch. I just stay against this. He won't find me, but there's a way. And I gotta get down here. Eee, that's not the way. Shit. I don't know how I'm gonna get that back. I don't know how I'm gonna get that back. No!
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Gosh dang it. That was a fucking waste.
Again.
Let's go gambling. Oh, you guys kissed. I don't know where this is gonna be. I don't know how I'm supposed to kill you. I don't have anything to, like, throw at you. That's where you came from, you little bitch. Come on, y'all can come to me. I'm gonna try this. It's probably not gonna work. I'm getting my shit back. Maybe. There's still a scary thing over here. I don't know about that. Oh, he's gone. Haha, let's go. Oh, shit. I still gotta fight the dogs. All right. Everybody out of the scary corner. Roo. Oh. Bitches. We have a problem. Where's my death thingy? You're not up there, are you? I got no string to hold me down. Do. 7. Oh, you can side by side them. Let's go. You know what? I'm willing to make the sacrifice. Raggy, I'm gonna be a sacrifice.
Rain today.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I meant to tell you that. I had to keep an eye on the weather, and I was like, just tech, what?
Titties. Wait, what?
Check Texas is what I was trying to say. That was bullshit. I attacked you, but you know what? Suck a dick. King Julian! What a dumbass spot to put that, but whatever. Oh, okay. Make that make sense. That's fucked up. Why am I tied to a stick? I like the way you said it the first time. And I just kept a running and a running. Oprah! So I figured out when I go to that thingy and I do the thingy, it reses everybody I just killed.
Yes, that is correct. Unless it's an elite or an boss, I would assume.
No! What is making that sound? I don't like it.
Come out, Geppetto! You've got a lot to answer for!
Just close your eyes and run.
You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't
Yeah?
you? You're their maker, practically their father. You and the alchemist scheming together.
You egg.
Tell me the truth. What's your problem? I'm here. Wait. I know you.
Don't turn your donkey head at me. That's weird.
You're the devil's puppet.
I'm a dog.
You can't sneak past me.
Wanna bet? Oh, shit!
Stop showing off.
Oh, God! Why is your health bar so big? No! Wait, I gotta sharpen. Wait, pause! Oh, I gotta hold the button down. Fuck.
Oh,
No! Oh, fuck.
Stop showing up.
Hey, let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. Oh, it's broken. Fuck. Shit. What are you, Cloud?
maybe.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. No!
Wait for sure.
No. Owie. Charlie. Wait, do I not have my thingy anymore? I do. Okay. Did I wonder? That's fucked up, Jace. Absolutely rubbish. I'm out of the stuff with the cream on the inside, and I'm kind of upset about it. I had these spicy nuts.
Spicy nuts.
Throw strong punches. Now, question, can I activate 2 of these? Wait, can I? Oh wait, I'm already wearing 2 of them. Never mind. Where am I going? What am I doing? That's better. What do you got on you?
For your information, I didn't steal this.
I'm gonna be honest. There's so much red there that I can barely read your name, and I'm so sorry. But hi, how are you? I say that because I don't have my glasses on. But how are you doing? How you feeling? I can't buy anything from you. Haha, right. What happened? You gonna be able to make it through your shift today?
Yeah. What?
Hey, donkey man, I'm back. Okay.
I could kill. I mean, shit.
He's just encouraging me on saying good kill that he just automatically said it. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
The truth. Now I feel
Stupid ass.
for my comrade.
Get it because he's a donkey.
You'd have to explain it.
You better look how I expect you to look. Old. Nice. What'd you say?
Finally, we meet, son.
What did...
I take you seriously with the dog mask on.
Seeing you like this, I understand why some
This low
people
look up.
despise me. I invented the puppets after all.
Did you not just psst me?
As their maker. But in order for me to do that,
Look at me.
Yeah.
I need to take care
No.
of the puppets
Oh.
at City Hall. Won't you help me, son?
Yeah, there's a baby in there I need.
You'll find it most useful.
Woo!
Gonna
I
get
got a
to this
donkey
psycho
head!
Mother.
What? Now I'm an ass. See, now he looks weird without having like dog hat on. Now he looks like a real boy. Oh wait, I got more stuff. Ew. Gonna be a sexy dog. I still kind of like this one because it's dark. Ominous. This one's more like Assassin's Creed vibes. We're the men in tights!
I like the Assassin's Creed type one. That one looks dope.
I know, but this one's dark. I like the dark one. This is basically that one, but dark.
Rugged. Yeah.
Got that dog in me. No, what's happening?
Ooh, God.
No, did that not save? Oh. Good morning, Inks. How are you? Just took my daughter to school. That's not funny. I've got school.
You. All right. I'm gonna go get ready for work. And
No!
I'm gonna go grab some extra coffee.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All by myself.
You can't do
Don't
that.
wanna be.
Stay home with no PTO.
All by
Don't tempt me.
myself. I'm just kidding. You need to go get your coffee. Go get ready for work.
You're cute.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't have a third, fourth one. I can't count. Want a snack for the road?
Yes.
You want sour? You want sweet? This one looks like it might be chocolate.
That snack is sitting right in that chair.
Oh, this has a hole in it. Use it as a straw. Yeah.
All right. Have a good rest of your stream. I'll be still be lurking
Okay.
when I can, but I do have
A job.
gotta make some monies.
It's fine. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good, quick, and easy work day. Drink some coffee for me.
I will do that for sure. Have a good rest of your stream. Defeat the boss. Don't put on baby mode.
I'm still on baby mode.
Mwah.
Mwah. I love you.
Love you.
Hi, Nissan. How are you? What'd you get pulled over for? Are you speeding? Your little Nissan? I'm gonna be honest, that'd be funny if you had like a Nissan, but you drove like a Honda. Wait, does that mean I can unmute now?
Oh, spaghetti.
Forget about it.
I'm out of gin.
I
I
am
am so
so
sad.
sad. Game is taking forever. That was actually really good. It was like sponge. Like airy. Oh, thank God I don't have to defeat this guy again. Whoo, that's what I was worried about. What are those hops? How did I do that? I wanna boom bang bang. What's up, body you?
Use the stalker's key to open the bridge door. Then we'll catch up at Hotel Krat when you're done. I want to hear.
I see you. I put this shit in the weirdest fucking spots. Reckless driving and paid it all off. But played it as someone was passing me going 100 miles per hour and I was trying to catch up with them to get their license plate and call the cops. That's not funny. Stop doing illegal shit. Stop driving recklessly. We're supposed to be good. Obey the law. Not getting in trouble. Hi, Wolf. How are you? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, hell yeah. Another save spot. Let's go. All right, let's increase some...
About that weapon, if you find any more weapons, let's try using them here.
What? Assemble weapons through Eugenie at the hotel or at the Stargates or different areas. Separate your weapons into blades and handles and assemble them. Oh! I don't know what this BCD stat thingy is. Look at me, achievements, let's go, baby! Level up, please. I should probably get more stamina. Give me. I don't know what Legion is. What is that? You know, I probably should just do this so my stuff's staying up there. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you about the man. I'm okay just waking up. How was your sleepy sleep? I go at nighttime. Have a good sleepy sleep, Jace. I appreciate you. Then I saw canine vehicles show up and I was like, fuck. But the officer pulled me over and told his partner, I got this. Well, let that be a lesson. But, you know, maybe be a little bit more careful. Mister. Gee, thanks, mister. Casper, I'm good. How are you? How are you doing? How you feeling? It's a big guy with a sword. I can now. Purification. Wait, what? I didn't read that. Did you need me? Did you want me to remute? I asked you, but I don't know if you heard me. Boom, bang, bang. What you? I have my THC pen on me and I'm 20, not 21. Oh, I didn't realize that you could have one at 20, but not 21. Excuse me, I didn't realize that you could have one at 21 and not 20. I thought that you were... I thought it was like cigarettes 18 and older. How was your CPC, Casper? And before you ask me, Queen and me are fine. She's just a little sicky. Oh, no worries. I'm glad you guys are doing well, though. Hell yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you. I more so wanted to make sure that you were alright. Because I haven't chatted with you in a little bit. Queen I at least see from time to time in Discord. Hell yeah. Thank you. I asked if you needed me to mute again. Okay. The fuck is that? Good sign of rain. You might get what? How about no? You know, the more you keep saying that, the more I just want to keep telling you you're coming up here. Just letting you know that. I think we need to discuss what we're willing to pay for apartments. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's another one of those big ass guys. I don't want to go that way. Keep up, Anonymous. Will you be my friend? Everyone is gone and I'm all alone now. Aww. The tree is lonely. I am so alone. Callie, hello. How are you? I lost my job last year and we're struggling to find a new one and the bills are piling up. What do you have any limitations for work-wise? I don't know if I want to try and fight this big ass guy again. Sale day ain't gonna be a sale day if it rains harder. Oh, you're fucked. I mean, umbrellas are a thing. I'm just kidding. But hey, maybe your part's here and you can take care of that.
No survivors here. What do we do? Just give her that baby puppet?
Do we give her the baby puppet? It's a puppet. It's not even a baby. It's a fucking puppet. Yeah. I mean, I'll give it to her. I'm good. How are you? I'm pretty good. No factory. So, you're not opposed to like a sit-down job then, right? That's what... Can I ask you something impossible? Not impossible. What's up? Nightmare, if you're comfortable with it, stop ADHDing on stream. I'm not ADHDing. Technically I'm not diagnosed, so technically I don't have ADHD. That's how that works, right? But if you're comfortable letting me know around about where the area that you live, I can try and see if I can help you find something. And just kind of send you a bunch of things a bunch of ways. That's like asking to stop breathing. I hate every little bit of you and I love it too. Wait, I don't even, what did I even do? I don't know what I just did. If I knew how to stop, I totally would, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you remember? Night of September. I got your baby, ma'am.
You felt I could sense her from miles away.
You can sense her. Are you gonna
Please let me hold her. There, my baby.
check DMs?
I missed you so much.
Okay. And then no.
Do you think?
Okay.
My baby adorable.
Okay. Let me see what I can help you find. Oh, God. I don't want to lie. I'm going to tell her it's a puppet.
What's wrong, kind one? This is my baby. Did my family convince you to lie?
I didn't have enough time to think about that. I panicked.
That road leads to nothing but sad. I am so grateful to you.
Oh, she still gave me something, even though I told her her baby is not a baby. You know what? I'll take it. Thanks. Very kind and gracious of you. If I come into VC and worse... What? If I come into VC and be worse, would it help her case then? I think you mean to put an M there and not a period. But lay out to you too. I actually just hopped on a VC. Because golf clearly wasn't happening, so. But how was your nap? Was your nappy nap? I'm gonna get electrocuted right here. Ready? Watch. Get down, get down. Can't remember how I got up there. We're just gonna go down anyway. Because it's one giant fucking circle. Hi, doggies. Bye, doggies. See you later. See you later. Ow. Just remind me that I have to ask you something later. Yeah. I was woken up by a phone call at 4 a.m. I would have been mad, but I was too sleepy to be mad. Was it from work or was it work related? We've come for a sucker. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. I think we went this way. I don't remember where I went. Kinda, sorta. It was the friend I made at work that needed help with work stuff. We exchanged work drama. The one from California? No doubt about it. California. How did that fuckface get revived? That's not fair. Did I die? I love but hate Costco. I have never shopped there. My parents have, but I have never. I buried. Wow. Well, this seems like a trap. Our table, it's broken. What in the Harry Potter is this? A specter. Use a star fragment at the cracks calling. Next to the boss area to summon a specter. It will help your character in the boss battle. Well, I have 3 of them. Oh, this is a boss battle. Oh, wow. Would you look at the time? Isn't that crazy? Ooh. I have 13 star fragments. I'm losing. Rug. Well, she didn't move back there yet, but yeah, the California woman from work. Gotcha. Yeah, she keeps showing up on my my Facebook. What the fuck? Nope. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Wham bam. No thank you, ma'am. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna die. Right here. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. I did some light stalking, that's all. You whore bag. How do you expect to attack if I can't? Oh. Come here, little bitch boy. I'll take the electric shock. Your ass is grass. Yes! It's still on baby mode. How'd you know I'm a whore bag is crazy? The name gave it away. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hi, Zombie Slayers. How are we? How we doing? How we feeling? Hi. Hi. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. I would like more health, please. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. I don't know what this means. Had a hell of a chest cold, but doing much better. Yeah, there's something going around, especially in the pods at work. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Phoebe, hi. You know what's funny? I'm really glad that you're here because I want to tell you this because I've been thinking about it every time that it plays at work. So somebody keeps having the audio, please change battery. And I'm just like, he woke up out of a sound sleep. Doesn't even know why. And it's because that went off. Just thought I'd let you know. I know that's not what you expected when you came in here. I didn't mean for you to get attacked like that. I just wanted to make sure you know the audio misses you. Other drivers at work. I hate that. I know. 37 here and there's snow on the ground and it's warm. It wasn't too bad yesterday. It was raining, which isn't necessarily a good thing because now it means that there's going to be ice everywhere. But stupid battery. Please change battery. Is it stupid battery or is it stupid humans for not changing the battery? It's like the people. We were playing Siege and somebody had the beeping of the fucking smoke detector in the background, and they're like, "Hey, can you drop the?" There was two guys. One of them had the beeping, the other guy didn't, but they sounded very close and similar. That one of them talked and he's like, "Hey, can you drop the diffuser?" And I was like, "Ah, bet, say less." And I was like, I dropped it. He picked it up and I was like, "Can you change your fucking batteries now, or take it out?" And he goes, "That's not me, that's him." And I was like, "Fuck." It's always the human's fault. 100%. I almost let off the road. Yeah, please be careful. But no, it's pretty right now. For now. So something else happens, and it's gross. Disgusting. Absolutely rubbish. Disgusting. Absolutely oh, I gotta charge my phone. Fuck. Absolutely fucking rubbish. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And if not, hopefully, in the words of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, we can make it just a little bit better for you. I'm getting really nasally for no ungodly reason. Yes, from 6 to... I changed the time. So it's 5 your time. 6 my time. Yep. Why? Gotcha. Well, I'll be gone until like 2:30. 1:30 your time.
Whew, I think we're done here, pal. Back to the hotel.
Slide off the road and thank for the guy. Oh, that's it? I don't get to move on? Oh, I don't have the key. Fuck. See, that's wild. I don't think I'd ever be able to drive one of those trucks. I'd be too scared. Alright, so he's back to the hotel. Teleport. Had to stop by and show the love and support. Head out and have a good trip. Absolutely. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. Does it? You totally can. Yeah. No. Big trucks scare me. I'm good. I'm good. Do I need to talk to this guy? I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
For your information, I didn't steal.
What am I supposed to do? Oh, I get it. I see now. It's all coming together. It all makes sense. I'm just a silly wabbit. Tricks are, in fact, for kids. Dooba-dooba-dooba, dooba-dooba-dooba. Ooh. Donuts. That sounds yummy. Down. Now it says stream start time from 7 now. Hold on. Allow me to collect myself so I don't answer this like an asshole. Yes.
You saved Geppetto. He is on the second floor.
Geppetto! The little puppet boy's coming to see you. Where's Johnny? Which way is he? Is he this way? Wanted to double check. Are we doing Siege or are we doing something else? We're doing Siege tomorrow. He's still open. Hi, Emily. How are you? How you doing? How you been? How you feeling? Yeah, no, we're still doing Siege tomorrow. Hope you're having a good day. Mine's not too bad. I can't complain. How's yours? Oh, use. Sit in the electric chair. Change shape. Stuff over. You like the game graphics? Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Forgive a sentimental father for worrying about his son.
I like them.
Always remember.
It's got a cool story so far. Except for when I forget some of it because I died.
Speaking of my friend, the inventor Vanini went to stop them, but he never came back. Please go save him and shut down the factory.
Oh, so now I gotta save somebody else. That's crazy. What's happening?
P organs are the source of your powers. Collect quartz to get the strength you need.
Quartz. Have you ever played this, or have you only seen people play it?
Remember,
No, not you.
the hotel is the last safe place in
Goofball.
It's our only refuge.
Actually, you know what? No, technically you two.
It'll be extremely dangerous if anyone has ill intentions. Be careful.
I was a redeem. I don't know what to tell you.
Especially if they're stalkers or alchemists. Be wary of dangerous people. And always
What does being a good boy mean? Do I oh, I have a tree. Use the P organ slots to activate your character's latent abilities. Equip quartz to the P organ to obtain its corresponding effect. If you equip quartz in each slot in a single group, you can gain group's synergy effect. Each time the synergy effect of 2 groups are activated, the next step is unlocked. That's usually how things work. Oh. Add Fable Spot. Increase stagger window. Increase pulse cell. Link dodge. Enables another dodge in the middle. Oh, fuck yeah. I don't think I'm doing this right, but that's okay. Oh, I'm for sure not doing this right. Survival. Ability type, item type. There's so many options. Charge Legion when... I don't know what that is. Certain amount of Legion when the enemy is eliminated. Lowers charge, attack, stamina, consumption, perfect guard, enhanced. Increase weapon durability. Oh, okay. I get it now. I see what's happening here. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. It's like to see the humans never change. Rise, let's begin. I know it's a lot. The hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod. Oh, it costs 1. Okay, I see. I'm seeing what I was looking at that I was getting confused on. It costs 1 at the bottom. My quartz are on my screen. Got it. I figured. Activate P organ. Okay, that's this. Change shape. Okay.
You can get from City Hall to the factory with a key.
You can get to City Hall. Well, if I didn't have to come back here, I would have been able to get there already. This is your boat. Let's have a little look-see. All right. Teleport. This is Sparta. You know how you get that good stretch when you just stretch out your little leggies? You get a little shake. Good stretch. It's a good stretch. Nobody got you the way I do. So we've done one bad thing and we've done one good thing. We lied about being a puppet and a human. Well, we lied about being a human because we're a puppet. And we also told the truth when the lady was like, my baby. And we're like, that's a puppet. Are you stupid? I'm just kidding. Apparently, you can tell her that her baby's cute or that it's a puppet. Oh, I said, hello, puppet. You're a muppet, Harry. Just kidding. Nobody. All right, let's go this way. Oprah! Trying to work on my parrying skills. There's something big over here. I hears it with my own ear holes. This way. Something school. I'll be hiding over here. Nope, just kidding. It was all a ruse.
Here it is. Vanini Works. Everything you see here belongs to Vanini, the classiest playboy and most brilliant in... Just ask him. Not just puppets. Almost every machine and tram and crot is supplied from here. You gotta be curious about the guy. What kind of person is he? I wish we could find him. That is, if he's still kicking.
Gotcha, bitch. What the fuck is that? Oh, hell no. Nah, fam, I'm good. Well, you can. How far back do you go? Tin Man, hello. How are we? How we doing? How we feeling? Oh, that beef welly you made looks awfully divine, by the way. I hope it tasted absolutely delicious. Ooh, big scary guy. Oh shit! Oh no. Trying to stay off of the ground because I don't want to fight him. He's scary. I want to walk past him. When he comes this way, I can go that way. You bitch. What did I get? Oh, more paper. Okay. Increased damage inflicted on puppets. But this increases my max HP. Can I equip 2 of it? Oh. Fuck yeah, bud. Hell yeah. Gorgeous! Gorgeous! Okay. I'm gonna go that way. Ooh. Oh, please don't crash again. Please don't crash again. Are we good? Are we good? Psycho little girl. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Yep. Okay. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I think I'm gonna stop there for a couple different reasons. Where I'm at, if I keep going, I'm gonna exceed past 11, and I know I am. Plus, I'm also a little sleepy. Just a little sleepy.
Next to this money, like, hey, hey, hey. Shake your money maker like somebody about to pay.
Tyler, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope work's going okay. Remember, you a badass. I'm gonna find someone to raid out to. I'm gonna see who's on real quick. Someone that I know that I can raid and run, because I would very much like to crawl into my bed. Trying to buy a 95 Dodge Dakota. Why? Stop buying more vehicles. What about... You know what? Ray is on. And she's getting her walking on. Let's go. All right. I'm going to send you guys over to Ray Mods, who was in here the other day. She is super sweet. She's super kind, and she's currently walking on her little treadmill. She does a lot of just chatting, co-streaming, and she does play games as well. So I'm going to send you guys over to her. Show her some great love. Show her some Nessie love if you could. I will be back on tomorrow. The boys and I are going to be playing some Siege. By the boys, I mean Punisher. And if Axios is awake, he's also going to be playing as well. So I'm going to send you guys over to her. Show her some love. Pick your favorite emotes, which for some reason aren't working. When I try to put the raid message up. There we go. Pick your favorite raid message. Go send over some love, and I appreciate you. I will see you all on Friday. See you later. See you later. I thought you'd like that.